MMAOddsBreaker Frank Trigg, of course, Jessica
Hola.
Aguilar. She got she surprised me today when I turned on the camera right away. She's putting it back on for us. Like when she finally didn't turn her camera on for a while, screwing with me. She turned it on. That's how I see her first thing in the morning with a lucha libre mask on. It's
Hi,
awesome.
guys.
This is the best. Like this
Okay.
is honestly this is the most like it's just before the fight, and you're happy and you're giggling and you're laughing and it's like you're not grumpy, you're not irritated, you're not pissed off. Like what happened? What's going on?
Why would I be pissed off? I'm in paradise. I'm in Brazil. I'm laying in my king bed. I'm having my tea. I'm talking to you in Hawaii. Like, really? Why would I be pissed off?
And we talked about it. Could you imagine having a 9 to 5? We had to show up in a cubicle every
This is
day.
amazing. I can't imagine that. I'm really grateful. I can't imagine that. No, no. I'm really, really, really grateful. And I'm living it and I'm enjoying it. I'm living the moment and I'm trying to have as much fun as I can, while I do work. When I'm in training and focused in my training, I'm really strict on myself and I'm really focused. But I always try to kind of, have fun and just chill. But a lot of the times, I mean, obviously with you, when I speak to you, we're always having fun. But Elena knows she sees me and my like don't fuck with me, you know. So it's fun. I'm having fun right now, and I'm just kind of soaking it in, enjoying it, and I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So, like
I'm,
maybe a year or so ago, when the UFC was going down to Rio, they put out like a big thing, like don't go out by yourself, stay away from the corners, be very cautious, be very careful. They had extra security for Dana, and I think Lorenzo went down there as well, so they had extra security for both those guys. Like it was like a big, like be careful. But you've been down there before, just kind of on your own, right, as an American, and you had no problems, right?
yeah, yeah. There's no problems. I mean, I've been down here in 2010 with some of the guys from the gym. We came down to train and we came down here to the carnival. I had no problems, and even today, I mean, yeah, they just like security stuff, just to be careful. This is where we're staying. It's beautiful. I mean, the Sheraton and it's a great place, LeBron, but right be on top of it is a lot of favelas. But it's they say it's gotten a lot safer, and we haven't had any problems. I haven't, experienced anything, so it's beautiful, man.
I've always heard, everyone talks about, oh, be careful, be careful, be careful. And every time I've gone down to Brazil, and from the Amazon out in the middle of jungles, like in the middle of no place, where things could really go bad, all the way to being in Rio, I've never had a problem at one time. But I'm also not an asshole American tourist. I'm not like, look at me, I'm American. And I'm just like, hey, I'm in your culture. What do I do? How do I act? Kind of place. So for me, it's a little bit
Sure.
different. Are you the same kind of traveler where you're like, hey, if we're in Rome, I act like a Roman.
Sure.
If we're in Tokyo, I act like a.
Sure. I'll start talking to them. I'll start playing with them. Of course, that's who I am. I don't, I'm not gonna go somewhere and be an asshole. Not even in my own house.
Now becomes the problem. Come Saturday night, well, come Friday at the weigh-ins, you are 100% without a doubt. There is no way around it. Going to get booed. It is going to happen.
Hey, I'm used to this stuff, man. I thrive for this stuff. This stuff motivates me. I've been to different countries and I've fought, their people and it's for me I'm just so grateful to be here. All of that is I've already visualized it. I've already nobody can beat me mentally. So I'm ready for it, It's I'm going to come out with my smile, with my flag, with my, if my masks are allowed, my corners will have the masks on. I'm going to come out the same way I always come out, and I'll be leaving that cage the same way I always leave with my victory. So it's going to be I'm excited. I can't wait.
For your post-fight interview with Joe, are you going to have some Portuguese backed up, a little Brazilian backed in there for you? It seems like that whenever somebody comes in and throws something out there, like the crowd goes crazy because you're trying to. You obviously speak Spanish, so it's a little easier for you. Like if I do it, it's gonna come out butchered, but you do it, it might be.
Yeah, so I'll throw some Portuguese. I speak Portuguese. Uh, I speak some Spanish, but I understand everything and I speak it. So yeah, I'll throw in some Portuguese. I'll translate it in all three languages if they want.
You're your own translator. That's perfect. So let's talk about Claudia. I mean, she obviously just fought the champ, got beat. It's a good, not a good. I hate how most journalists go, oh, it's a good stepping stone, it's a good measuring stick, because styles still make the fights. Like, you're a different fighter than Claudia, so Joanna hasn't seen you before, but you're gonna battle Claudia. You beat Claudia, then everyone's gonna go, oh well, now the Joanna, Jess fight all of a sudden becomes like a little bit more important. But it's not really. That's not really how it works. Like, it's kind of a little bit different. Do you see Claudia as just the next girl in line to get the belt, or is this a measuring stick where you're going, okay, well, how I beat her or how this fight goes is a measuring stick for what my training camp will be like going in to fight Joanna?
This is just she's in my way for that belt. That's it's just another fight for me to get that belt.
So it's eminent. Like, I mean, it's pretty clear. You win this fight, you're gonna get the next battle fight in there. You're not one that looks ahead. You always look right in front of you, what the 8-week training camp is. You plan it out, you set it out, and that's as far as you look. Is to Saturday night. The Saturday night, the fight. That's it. You're not looking ahead, but you kind of have to in this situation because Joanna's next. Like, and that's the champ, and that's what you've been striving for and dreaming for. How much does she slip into your head when you're sparring, when you're training, and when you're doing things? Because I know you've watched Joanna fight, you watched Claudia fight, and you're going, oh, okay, well, in this situation, Joanna did this to her. This is what Claudia did and got clobbered, so I'm gonna change a little bit. Does any of that slip in during your sparring?
It never did. Yeah, I thought about it, and I sometimes I'll be like, oh, this, but then it's like, Jessica, stay focused, So I kind of just you think about it, and then I'm like, focus, get back on track, and my main focus right now is Claudia, and honestly, even when I was sparring and training, I was always focused on Claudia. She's in front of me right now. That's what I need to take care of right now. The next that will come, and then we'll strategize that one like we did this one. But right now, this is what I have in front of me.
So who mimicked Claudia while you were in training? Who was your training partner that was like, hey, I'm Claudia for today?
My sparring partner. I came in from Brazil, from Mexico. His name is Ramiro. So I brought him in. This is the fourth fight that I brought him in, and he worked very well for me. He's really great. He's great in all areas. And he's my weight class, so he's around my height. He does everything really well. And we just have fun. He does my video blogs. He helps me out with a lot of things too, so it works out perfectly.
Well, now I got to ask you, with the new sponsorship deal, you're one of those people that lost money during the sponsorship deal, because at the time in the UFC, you only get a certain amount from the Reebok deal. Does it become does it become harder now to bring Romero in because he costs money? It's a flight and it's food and it's, you got to pay him for his time. Like, does it become more difficult now because of the way the new situation is?
I honestly, I haven't even really thought about that. This is my business, and I got to do whatever I need to do to do what I got to do. You got to invest to make some money, right? So this is an investment, and so I don't see it as a losing or spending more money. It's investing in my business. So it's worked for me. It's tax deductible. Hey, everything's being deducted. So hey, it's I don't even think about that Reebok sponsorship. It's everything will come. Focus is winning.
Yeah, I wish that more fighters had your mentality, because there's a lot of off camera. Everyone knows I have a conversation before we start taping, and then on camera sometimes it's a different story when we get on camera, because people want to be politically correct. They don't watch out what they say. They don't want to get in trouble. They want to be like Hulk Hogan right now, is getting blown up for his racist comments. Like people want to stay away from that whole game. I'm getting a lot of complaints. Like, a lot of people are bitching and complaining about, geez, like my training camps cost me X amount of money, and now I'm not making that money off the sponsorship, so I'm losing. I'm like, dude, this is, you're bitching the wrong guy. Like, I'm in that generation. Unless you're the champ, you were barely making ends meet, like barely surviving, and you guys are complaining about having some sponsorships cut. Like, I would have been happy to have that. Oh, this is exactly what I'm going to make. Like, I'm 100% going to make this what I'm going to make. That's it. I got to invest in my future, and that's what's going to happen. Exactly. I wish more fighters had that mentality. Does it help having ATT as your back? Does it help, with them having such a big crew, such a big group right now that it's crushing over there right now? Like, you guys are doing so well. Does it help having that kind of backing because you go in and go, Master Laborio, what should I be doing? Like, what do you think I should be doing in a situation? He goes, oh, no. Romero's got to come in again. Okay, all right, it's a done deal. Is it help having guys like that around you?
It's I was made in American Top Team. That's where I was born. I was when I walked those doors, I knew nothing. I knew I had a heart and I wasn't going to stop, and that's it. And they took over from there, and I've learned from these guys. I've grown, I've grown so much. Obviously, I've gotten here because of it. I wouldn't have been able to get here without my team, American Top Team. So yeah, they're a huge part of my success. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing to have one of the best teams in the world behind me, Master Laborio, and come on, I'm like living a movie. I'm like living in a movie, so it's pretty cool. I'm really grateful, and I'm happy to represent that team. I'm proud.
And it's funny. I saw Master Laborio at the Hall of Fame induction. He came backstage just after the ceremony was over, and he was like, "Hey, and at first he was like, oh, Trigg, nice to see you again. Hey, when are you coming?" And it's right away. He goes, "You have to come visit your friend Jessica. You have to come." I'm like, "Geez, now he's pulling out all the stops. Like he's now making me. It's ridiculous. Like he has such a mind that it's not like a lot of coaches are like, I'm only focused on the technique of the day and the practice of the day, and it's as far as I can get my head around it. But he's a coach that remembers you and who you're friends with, and you and what your family is doing, and he actually pays attention to not just what's going on in the academy, but what's going on at your house, at your apartment, at your mom's home, at your grandmother's home. So he knows when you walk in, hey, my grandmother's sick. He knows when you walk in, you might be a little bit off that day. So he's going to change things up for you. Like he understands that whole process. Did you recognize that from the very beginning, that he was like that kind of man, that he kind of would adjust things depending not only on how good you were doing, but also on your mood and your really your emotional state?
I knew that he had a big heart and he was a real person. He's such a real person. It's like crazy, and he's the same if you're a world champion or if you're a white belt in your first day of class. So that's the kind of people that I want to be surrounded by. I don't, I want to be surrounded by real people, and I knew from day one that he was like that. I feel that energy at that same, so. I mean, I'm really blessed to have him by my side.
Let's talk about Claudia. Yeah. How do you see her bringing this fight out? Like, what do you think she's going to try to do? She's seen your tape. She's been watching you, and she knows that you're still undefeated, and she finally has that salty taste in her mouth of that first loss. So, do you think she's making any adjustments to come in for this fight?
Well, she needs to get used to that salty taste. There's another one coming.
Nice.
Okay. See, that's me trying to talk shit. It's not even good.
You're such a horrible shit talker. It's funny. Like, you're just bad at it. You're just no good. Oh God, I can't wait. I can't wait to.
You better keep that salty taste in her mouth.
Oh man. So, what do you think she's going to try and do? Do you think she's going to try and do anything different? Do you think she's going to come at you the same way she approached Joanna?
I mean, I'm sure she's going to try. Getting hit so much that she's gonna try to take him down, and she'll probably it's gonna be a great fight. I think she's gonna come out with kind of the same style. I've seen her stuff and we've reviewed her stuff, and she hasn't changed a lot. And so there's things that I see her that aren't going to change from her. She's going to keep trying to bully you towards the fence and rest there. The first round she comes out strong, and then the rest of the rounds she slows down. So I'm sure she's been running and she's been doing her cardio because she better. If not, it's she's gonna get tired a lot. So, and it's good for me because I'm never gonna stop. But I see kind of the same thing. I see kind of the same stuff coming. She's gonna get hit, try to take down, bully you against the cage, and I'm ready for that. I'm ready for anything.
You have 5, 50 minutes.
Can you say that again?
I have to really adjust to the first minute and a half or so, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, maybe up to a minute and a half. adjusting where she comes out really strong, really hard, and then she'll press you against the cage, and you'll spin off, and then you'll get space, and it's.
How do you? Wait. How do you know I'm gonna come out like that?
You can, but it's not your typical style.
All right. Well, you know what? You know what? This is my first UFC fight. I want to fight. I want to be here. So you're gonna see the old Jack come out. You're gonna see that crazy.
He fought Amanda Duval back then. That was like 2009, 2010, Jag.
No, somebody tagged me on Twitter. They did like a video like of my old fights. Like I think it was like fights number 3 to like I don't know 6. Oh my gosh, that yes. Oh my gosh, it was like I was like what if I didn't I was like on them like you're gonna see you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that.
Okay, so here's my analysis. If it's the way you've been fighting lately, you have to survive a minute and a half, and then once she slows down, you'll get a half step separation. You'll smack her once. She'll try to shoot on you, and this will become a grappling match for the rest of the first round. Whoever ends up on top wins the round. That's how it's going to go out the first round. A little bit more in the second round, but she's going to slow down. A little bit more in the third round, but she's going to slow even further down. So that's the game. If you're fighting the way that you used to, the way that you fought the last couple fights. If you fight the way that you used to fight, it's going to be a minute and a half of both of you going absolutely crazy. And whoever's got the better cardio is now going to establish the rest of the rounds. And it's going to dominate the rest of the rounds because the other one can't maintain the pace. So traditionally, in the day, when you were fighting like that, it was always you. You always maintained the pace, and they couldn't catch.
I'm practicing. I'm practicing.
Nice, nice. Do you actually have the ATT flag? Are you carrying the ATT flag out, the one that's all bloody and beat up? And
Yeah, I'll be carrying both. I'll be carrying both like I always do. So the Mexican flag and then my ATT.
Well, aren't there like 3 ATT flags now because there's so many guys from ATT fighting, and there's like.
Well, I think there is, but Laborio's bringing the main one, so he. Yeah. Because the boss is bringing one.
Is there a superstition or is there a hierarchy of who gets the main flag and who doesn't get the main flag? Is there any like internal politics going on with the flags?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just depending on what's going on because there's so many fighters and whatever. So depending on what's going on and how it's how it's passed around, but no, it's not. There's no like depending on all the coaches get together and they, like I said, depending on what's going on, where everybody's traveling, who's fighting, that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, you have to make the guess. Obviously, if you're fighting in the UFC, you have a better chance of getting the flag, getting the main flag. Obviously, if Labario's in your corner, you're more than likely going to have the main flag because that's just how it works. And obviously, the guys like Lawler and Tyron Woodley, guys are in the championship or champs or on their way up to champs, right. And yourself included, are going to get the main flag because you're the lead at this point in time. You guys are the lead of ATT. And of course, in athletics it changes, but that's kind of how the hierarchy should be.
Right. I guess. I think everybody's the same, but we only. I think whatever.
No, it's not. If everyone was the same, then we wouldn't have fights. If everyone was the same, there wouldn't be rankings.
But I know. I don't like the special trick. This. I understand though. I understand where you're coming from.
But that's also too why ATT is your spot and why you've always felt that way. Because like you said earlier, he treats Robbie Lawler the same way he treats Joe Smith that just walked in the door. Like he doesn't care if you're the champ or the white belt. You're freaking getting the same exact training. I'm giving everybody the best training I can give you, and that's why ATT works so well as of right now. And it's unfortunately the Black Zillions, of course, won the tough finale, but that it didn't show. It didn't take away from any of the mystique of ATT, but it did add the mystique of the Black Zillions. So like now you have like these 2 super tight, super tough Florida teams that are really going to be rivals now for a long time, and that kind of adds to a little bit more of it.
Right. I think it's great. I think it's great that we had a chance to win when the show was there, and they won. I don't know, they won some money that was donated to the Wonder Warriors, so that was pretty cool. And then that night they won the other half and they got the trophy, and I think it's cool. Whatever. Everybody, we win sometimes, we lose sometimes, and that's what it is. So it's, I I don't do that rivalry stuff.
Yeah, you don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, thanks for having me on here. I appreciate it. It's been 20 minutes again. Like without even blinking an eye, we're already over 20 minutes, which is typical for us. Not to mention the 20 minutes before we started recording, so it's crazy. I can't ever get enough talking to you. It's so much fun.
Thank you so much. Like I appreciate your time and the interview, your interest, and sharing, our silliness. Don't miss it. UFC 190. I'll be starting off the pay-per-view, and I appreciate it.
What time does it start here? It starts at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is the main event. So the fight starts like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Fight Pass for me here. So I get up and just start watching fights. It's perfect.
That's perfect. And here I start fighting at 11. The pay-per-view starts at 11 p.m.
11 p.m. Holy crap! So
that's when it starts.
11, 12.
That's when I.
Wow.
That's when I fight.
You will be walking in 11:15. You will be announcements at 11:20. You'll be first bell at 11:23. You'll be 11:23 in the evening. You'll be on. Does that help you? Does that knowing that hey 100% 11:23 I'm starting my fight? Does that help you with your warm up and your pre-fight prep, or is it better if you kind of don't really know because there's a couple fights before you still? Yeah,
well, we're kind of used it's not. Yeah, I mean I know that the pay-per-view starts at 11, and I'll be the first one, so I'll have a lot of time to warm up and stuff like that. But I'm just saying it's pretty late. I've already fought in late times, and I've been here 2 days now, so I've kind of gotten used to the timing, and that's why I came early, so that I can adjust with everything and see how everything's going and, settle in. But it's not, it's just another day at work.
We gotta compete when we gotta compete. Doesn't make a difference whether you're ready or not. You're going 11:23. That's just how it is. Right. You got no choice. So.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thanks, Jess. Have fun. I'll probably talk to her. I'll be texting Elena beforehand, so let her know that she'll be getting a barrage of texts from me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you so much, guys. And good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Just breathe.
Thank you. We're trying. Thank you so much, though. All right. We'll talk again soon. Bye, hon.
Yes.